Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went in there, or spent 5 minutes looking for your glasses, only to find them on top of your head? If you're over 55, you've probably had a moment like that and felt that little flicker of worry. Is this normal, or is something wrong? That question keeps a lot of people up at night. And today, we're going to answer it clearly, honestly, and with compassion. Because here's the truth. There is a real difference between normal brain aging and early Alzheimer's disease. And knowing that difference could be one of the most important things you ever learn. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to watch for, what is nothing to worry about, and what steps you can take starting today to protect your brain for years to come. First, let's talk about what normal aging actually looks like inside the brain. As we get older, our brains do change, and that's completely natural. After about age 40, the brain begins to shrink very slowly. Blood flow decreases slightly. The connections between brain cells, called synapses, become a little less efficient. What this means in real life is that you might notice. It takes a little longer to learn something new names, or words feel like they're on the tip of your tongue you occasionally forget, where you put something you need a little more time to solve a problem. These are normal changes. They don't mean your brain is failing. They mean your brain has been working hard for decades. Think of it like a well-used road. There are some worn spots, but it still gets you where you're going. Alzheimer's disease is different. It's not just the normal wear and tear of aging, it's a progressive brain disease. In Alzheimer's, two abnormal proteins build up in the brain, amyloid plaques and tau tangles. These proteins damage and eventually destroy brain cells, especially in the areas responsible for memory, language, and judgment. Here's the important thing. Alzheimer's is not a normal part of aging. While age is the biggest risk factor, and most people diagnosed are over 65, the disease itself is a medical condition, not an inevitable outcome. About 7 million Americans over age 65 are currently living with Alzheimer's. That's roughly 1 in 9 people in that age group, so it is common, but that also means 8 out of 9 people do not develop it. The disease typically progresses over 7 to 14 years, moving through early, middle, and late stages. And catching it early in those first signs makes an enormous difference. Now let's get into the heart of it. The Alzheimer's Association has identified 10 warning signs. Let me walk you through them, and in each case, I'll tell you what's normal versus what's a real red flag. Number 1, memory loss. Normal aging. You occasionally forget a name or appointment, but you remember it later. Alzheimer's warning sign. You forget recently learned information frequently. You ask the same question over and over in the same conversation. You rely heavily on notes or family members for things you've always handled yourself. Number 2, difficulty with familiar tasks. Normal aging. You occasionally need help programming a new phone or learning a new app. Alzheimer's warning sign. You have trouble doing things you've done hundreds of times, like making a familiar recipe, driving to a familiar place, or managing your bills. Number 3, problems with language. Normal aging. You sometimes struggle to find the right word mid-sentence. Alzheimer's warning sign. You stop mid-sentence and can't continue. You substitute unusual words, calling a watch a hand clock. You have trouble following or joining a conversation. Number 4, confusion about time or place. Normal aging. You forget what day of the week it is for a moment. Alzheimer's warning sign. You lose track of dates, seasons, and the passage of time. You forget where you are or how you got there. Number 5, trouble with vision. Normal aging. You need reading glasses or have age-related vision changes. Alzheimer's warning sign. You have difficulty judging distance, reading, or determining color contrast, which can affect driving. Number 6, poor judgment. Normal aging. You occasionally make a questionable decision. Alzheimer's warning sign. You give large sums of money to strangers or telemarketers. You stop paying attention to personal hygiene. Your judgment in everyday situations changes noticeably. Number 7, withdrawal from social life. Normal aging. You feel tired at parties or prefer quieter activities as you get older. Alzheimer's warning sign. You withdraw from hobbies, social activities, or work projects you used to love, and it's not because you want to. It's because following them has become difficult. Number 8, mood and personality changes. Normal aging. You become a bit more set in your ways or feel irritable occasionally. Alzheimer's warning sign. You experience dramatic shifts, becoming confused, suspicious, depressed, fearful, or anxious. You feel upset easily, especially in unfamiliar situations. Number 9, misplacing things in unusual ways. Normal aging. You misplace your keys or wallet and retrace your steps to find them. Alzheimer's warning sign. You put objects in unusual places, like leaving your phone in the freezer or your keys in the bathroom cabinet, and you can't retrace your steps to find them. Number 10. Challenges with planning and problem-solving. Normal aging. It takes you longer to work through a complex problem. Alzheimer's warning sign. You have serious difficulty following a plan, working with numbers, or concentrating. Simple things like following a recipe or paying monthly bills become overwhelming. If you recognized any of those warning signs, in yourself or someone you love, please don't panic. But do take action. The most important step is to see a doctor. Early diagnosis matters enormously. When Alzheimer's is caught in its earliest stages, there are medications and treatments that can slow its progression. There are lifestyle changes that can help. And there is time to plan, to connect, to live fully. Your doctor may refer you for a cognitive assessment, brain imaging, or blood tests. New blood tests can now detect Alzheimer's-related proteins years before major symptoms appear. That's a huge advance that wasn't available even 5 years ago. Don't let embarrassment or fear stop you. A doctor's office is not a courtroom. It's a place to get answers and support. Now, the good news, and there really is good news here. Research shows that lifestyle choices can significantly reduce your risk of Alzheimer's, even if it runs in your family. A landmark NIH study found that people who followed 4 or 5 healthy behaviors had a 60% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's. Here are the 5 things that made the biggest difference. 1. Move your body every day. Aim for 30 minutes of moderate exercise at least 5 days a week. Walking, swimming, cycling, it all counts. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain and triggers the growth of new brain cells. It may be the single most powerful thing you can do for your brain. 2. Eat for your brain. The MIND diet, which combines the Mediterranean and DASH diets, has been shown to reduce Alzheimer's risk by up to 53% in people who follow it closely. Focus on leafy greens, berries, fish, nuts, olive oil, beans, and whole grains. Limit red meat, butter, cheese, and sugar. 3. Protect your sleep. Your brain literally cleans itself while you sleep, flushing out the toxic proteins associated with Alzheimer's. Poor sleep is now considered a risk factor for the disease. Aim for 7 to 9 hours. If you snore loudly or wake up exhausted, ask your doctor about sleep apnea. 4. Stay socially and mentally active. Regular social connection, reading, puzzles, learning new skills. These build what scientists call cognitive reserve. Think of it as a savings account for your brain. The more you build, the more you have to draw on if the disease ever does begin. 5. Manage your heart health. What's good for your heart is good for your brain. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and smoking all increase Alzheimer's risk. Managing these conditions actively protects your brain as much as your heart. Here's what I want you to take away from today. Forgetting where you put your keys is normal. Walking into a room and forgetting why you came in, normal. Taking a little longer to recall a name, normal. But if memory problems are disrupting daily life, if familiar tasks feel impossible, if personality is changing significantly, those are signs worth taking seriously. You know the people you love better than any checklist. Trust your instincts. And remember, the earlier you act, the more options you have. Alzheimer's is not a sentence. It is a condition, and you have more power over your brain health than you may realize. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you care about. It could make a real difference in their life. And before I go, please always consult your doctor or a qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your health routine. Nothing in this video is a substitute for personalized medical advice. Take care of that incredible brain of yours. I'll see you in the next video.